Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about two different things, the IT band injury that I'm working through and also squats, which I did yesterday for the first time since last Saturday or Sunday, so it's been quite a while since those. And it was an interesting day of squatting as far as the IT band goes and as far as squatting itself goes. So as far as the IT band goes, it responded very well to resting for a couple days. Because I skipped my one workout that would have been earlier this week, so that Tuesday I didn't work out, so between, Monday and then I worked out Wednesday night. So it was, I say that, I got really stressed at school, so I decided to go work out a day earlier. I was planning on waiting until Thursday, and then I just went Wednesday night, so I guess I kind of took a day off from lifting, somewhat. It was mostly a bigger day to take a day off from squatting, because actually when I went to deadlift on Wednesday, it didn't bother my IT band or anything at all, so I thought that was a good sign to keep moving forward. But I took more time off, obviously, I guess that Thursday, and then I came back on Friday in the evening. Or Friday? No, I didn't lift on Friday. I am all over the place. I waited Thursday and Friday, and then I went on Saturday yesterday to do some squats and to do all that stuff, because I was going to go on Friday night. But I decided that I wanted to sleep, and that was more important to me then, and it actually was probably a better decision because it allowed me to rest my IT band a little bit more before I went to do lots of squatting yesterday. And during the session of squats, everything felt good and bad at times. It was very odd. The only time the IT band really bothers me is when I'm at the very bottom and I start to move up, or if I haven't warmed up yet as I'm moving down into the bottom, but at times it would be zero pain, and at times it would be worse, and it was on and off. And really, as the workout went, when I was doing the back squats, they got better, but then when I went to do bench and then went to do my squat variation, it went back to kind of being in pain. But as far as a level of pain that I was doing with, it's probably like a 5. It wasn't that bad. It was just like a twinge in part of the lift, and then it would go away entirely, and then some of the reps would be no pain at all. So I'm assuming that's a good sign, because the last time when I tried to do squats, which was on that Wednesday when I did deadlifts, I was going to try to do some front squats, some light front squats, to see how my IT band held up. It was, as soon as I had the bar, it was pretty bad pain, and I just kicked them off there, because I wasn't about to just kill myself with those just to do light front squats with that. But my IT band is holding up. I want to continue to work on it as far as massage and mobility and flexibility and all of that shenanigans goes, and hopefully it will continue to improve. Hopefully it doesn't get worse today. I'm planning to do some deadlift accessories or deadlift work. I haven't decided exactly what, but no sort of squat variations, maybe some push press, but nothing that will require me to get into a full squat. Simply because I don't want to try to re-aggravate that. I tested my luck yesterday, and I don't want to go crazy today, especially when I'm still semi-injured. But IT band's holding up well, and I think it will hopefully continue to improve to the point where I won't have any pain on any of my sets. Squatting yesterday went very well. It was a kind of an interesting workout. As far as my squat stuff goes, for two different reasons. One, I messed around with the weights in my warm-up sets, so that kind of affected what reps I was doing for my back squats, and also I added in safety bar squats, but I'll talk about the safety bar squats in a second. When I was doing my regular squats, the high bar deep squats, I worked up to 325, and for my warm-up sets I did 235 and then 285. So that was a little bit more than I normally do in my warm-up sets. Normally it's the typical 225 to 275. And so when I was working up the 285, it was supposed to be 2 sets of 8 before I went to the 325. But it felt kind of heavy, and I don't want to kill myself in my warm-up sets, because I obviously want to be able to have plenty of energy for my top one. So I ended up doing 2 sets of 6 for that. And so hopefully next week I'll move that up to 2 sets of 8, and before I move to my top set with that. But because I dropped down the sets, or the reps on that for each of my sets, I moved down the sets on my top sets down 2 reps, because I figured that I'd be a little more fatigued moving into them. And so I moved it to, it was 5 sets of 4. Originally supposed to be 4 sets of 6, but I moved it to 5 sets of 4, because the previous time I did 3 sets of 6, so it was still progression from the previous week. It just wasn't as big of a jump. And next week I'll try to do 4 sets of 6. We'll see how that works. It may be 3 sets of 6 and then a set of something less than that, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll be able to continue to progress as far as doing the reps go. I haven't decided yet at what point when I hit a certain amount of reps or whatever that I will add weight. It will probably be soon because the 325's feeling and looking pretty easy, so I definitely want to continue that resistance. Perhaps it will be that 4 reps of 6, and then I'll add some weight and drop it back down a little bit as far as the reps and sets go. But I'll figure that all out later. I originally, for the squats as well, was going to do a drop set at 285, but just based on how difficult the last set was, I decided just nah. And I had another squat accessory that I was going to do, and that squat accessory was safety bar squats, which is the first time I've ever done them with any sort of significant weight. I think I've done them like 2 other times with just a rep to see what it felt like to have the the pads or whatever on my back. And it was an interesting lift. It wasn't anything that was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever, but it was definitely something that allowed me to stay more upright. It was essentially like doing a front squat. That's what it really felt like to me. It wasn't that different from a front squat, but it allowed me to not obviously like put my wrists and shoulders in that position for a longer time. So it's something that I would probably be able to do for higher reps than front squats, because when I try to do like a set of 6 or 7 or 8 with front squats, my just front rack position just gets fatigued really, and then that's where my lift fails more so than with my legs and whatnot. So it's something that for this workout yesterday I did 8 sets of 2, simply because I saw Brian Chall talking about the safety bar squat, and then he did 8 sets of 2, so I figured I'd copy him just for workout, and it was more so I could get the practice of the movement without trying to do high reps and any of that. And I just wanted to try doing lots of sets and a couple reps with that. But I worked up, I think it ended up being 225. The bar was 85, and then I had 245s and 225, so I had 185 plus, or I don't even know. I had 225 I think, but it wasn't something that I was really worried about with the weight with. I'd have to re-add it later. But as far as that went, they felt good. My IT band was a little tight on those, but that was to be expected because I did a bunch of squats beforehand. But I think I will continue to add the safety bar squats as a good accessory type movements, and I think the carryover will be big for front squats themselves, and it will allow me to not have to worry about doing as high reps with the front squat. So with the safety bar, I'll probably try to do higher reps versus doing a couple, and then save the front squats to be kind of that 8 sets of 2, so I can really keep that good front rack position when I'm doing those. Because the big reason my front squats are beneficial, well, there's a couple reasons, but one of the big reasons that front squats are beneficial is that it allows you to practice kind of that Olympic movement when you catch a clean and then squat up. And generally you're not doing high reps with cleans or power cleans or whatnot, so it's not a big worry of me if I can't do a set of 8 with front squats, because I'm generally probably never really going to do a set of 8 with cleans, and if I am, it's going to be a very light weight because it would be very difficult to do. But hopefully the what I call them, safety bar squats, what are they called I should say, the safety bar squats, hopefully I can continue to do those and progress at those, and hopefully they will help my front squat, and I think if anything they'll just help my squat in general, because it essentially is a front squat. If you've never done a safety bar squat before, that's essentially what it is. At least that's what it felt like for me, and perhaps it's different for other people, but it felt very similar as far as what was targeted. It just takes your arms out of the equation, which was a very nice thing. It was a good variation to have, and because I have the equipment, I figured I might as well try to use it at least once. And yeah, that's really about it. The squatting went well, the IT band held up pretty well, and hopefully as I continue to push forward, I'm able to add reps, and I have to decide at what point for my main set of squats I'm going to say that's enough reps. I'm going to add some weight, drop the reps and sets back down, and then continue to progress back up to that point again. I haven't decided yet. If you have any thoughts about that, please let me know down below, but it's something that I want to continue to do. Excuse me. I want to continue to do at least 4 reps. I don't want to dip below that, other than if I fail or something for a rep, or if it gets really, really difficult. But I don't want to like plan to do sets of 3 or 2 or whatever for a while. So I want to keep it above that 4, and ideally keep it around that 6, because anything more than 6, I'm just gassed, and it's just, I feel horrible in between sets, frankly. And I still want to get that effect, but anything more than 6, I feel like garbage. And unless I'm doing an AMRAP or something, I'm not going to try to plan to do more than that. And it becomes very difficult to progress when you're doing more than 6 reps. At least it does for me, simply because it's the cardio aspect that is more difficult versus the actual weight itself, if that makes any sense. But let me know what you all think down there as I start to try not to lose my voice, which is not good because I got school all week tomorrow. But hopefully that's not a thing, and I've just got something caught in my throat. But as I ramble on off topic, let me know what you think of this type of video again, with it split up into 2 topics, and let me know what your thoughts about my IT band as well as my squat progression, or my plans for progressing in squats, and any thoughts you have related to that. And as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.